Welcome back to JB Reviews. Today is officially the first, or I guess I could say the second episode of Weight Watchers. Now, I just started this series. I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you around these trucks. I have a Bighorn Hemi and a Laramie Cummins on this side. Now, if you've been on my channel for any time frame, you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically show you around the trucks just really quickly. I've actually shown you guys this truck on my channel before. It's a different truck, but this one is a Bighorn with a black appearance package. This one on this side is going to be a Laramie. So I want to show you around the truck. I want to show you guys the window sticker. Then I'm going to show you guys the payload. And then I'm going to show you guys a spreadsheet to show whether or not these trucks are capable of towing the trailer that I showed you guys just recently. So let's go ahead and get started. Now this is going to be a 2019 Ram 2500. And it does have the optional Cummins. It's going to have 370 horsepower, 850 pound-feet of torque. Now, up front, everything that you see here will be pretty standard. Chrome bumpers. You have an option for a sport appearance, which will paint the bumpers or color match it to the truck. LED headlights and fog lights are standard. Moving off to the side, you do have that chrome mirror. Not a huge fan of the chrome, but you know, for the amount of chrome that's on this truck, it's not too much. So I do like that. And you do have the standard 18-inch wheels, and they're going to come with a 275, and this is an LT tire, 70/18. Now Ram is notorious for putting coil sprung suspensions on their 3/4 ton trucks. So this truck is coil sprung in the rear, and it does have a 5-link rear suspension too. You can see just below on the bumper, it does have the rear parking sensors. Camera just below the tailgate latch. It is power, and it is a dampened tailgate. Spray and bed liner will be optional, and they do give you the LED bed lights, which you can control with that button just there. Opting for the Laramie, you will get leather and a suede material like this on the door, wood trim, aluminum pieces across the interior, seat memories. Now you do not have a telescoping steering wheel, but it is adjustable up and down. Now, this truck does have the option to adjust the pedals just below. But overall, I mean, you cannot hate on the Ram's interior. This is really number one in the interior game. And I'm not just saying that because of my truck. My truck is nice, but if you're in the market for a truck and you have this on your list, if this is important to you, you're going to probably buy a Ram. I'm just going to be honest with you. This is the best interior in the business right now. Now, Alpine is standard with the Laramie, but overall, again, as I mentioned, really nice interior. Really like the way that they put a lot of emphasis on luxury in this cabin. The only downside to this truck for the interior is I don't like this material here. It's like a plastic bumpy material, and unfortunately you have a black interior with a light color roof. Those are the only things that kind of really degrade the interior. The only thing I would say to save it is because of this like piping on the seat, it does kind of match the roof pretty nicely. So I guess you could say that it flows somewhat, but I know that the roof is going to really help with overall comfort inside the truck. You know, with this darker interior, you're going to have a slightly hotter cabin. So just keep that in mind if you are in the market for this truck. It's definitely going to be a little bit hotter. Checking out the window sticker, won't spend too much time, but you are going to have a base price of $52,250. Option is going to start right below, and this is going to be the other side. Laramie level 1 equipment group. There is a Laramie level 2. Total price is $70,195. So let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers on the door. Anytime you're in the market for 2019, this should be the same for 2020. But if you're in the market for a diesel 3/4 ton, your gross axle weight rating in the front is going to be 6,000 pounds, and the rear is going to be 6,040. And you're going to have a 10,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. And for this truck, for a Laramie, this has a surprisingly high payload capacity, which comes in at 2,144 pounds. So let's take a look at the numbers for this truck with the 2020 Grand Design Reflection. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is basically what I'm going to call the weigh-in, which is why it's called Weight Watchers. But what I want to do is I want to show you guys the numbers for the Grand Design and this Ram. Now if you have not had a chance yet, please go back and watch that 2020 Grand Design Reflection walkthrough that I did, because it's going to give you an idea of the numbers I'm going to put in here. But if you just want to see the numbers, let's go ahead and get started. So that trailer did have an unloaded vehicle weight rating of 7,264 pounds. Now the way I got to this number was I basically took the gross vehicle weight rating of 9,495 pounds and I subtracted it from the cargo carrying capacity, which was 2,231 pounds, which is how I got the unloaded weight rating there. Now what I'm going to do for the hitch weight, I'm always going to use 20%. Online, if you look at the dry hitch weight and the dry or unloaded vehicle rate, it's basically using about 17%. That's typically what a lot of the manufacturers use, but I'm going to just use 20% because it's just a safe high estimate. It's probably about accurate from what I've seen too, by the way. So if you are looking at RVs, be sure that you try to overestimate just a little bit. You might even have to use 21 or 22% depending on the floor plan that you choose. So in this case here, you're going to have a hitch weight of 1,453 pounds. Now jumping over to the estimated payload, which is right here, I'm going to use these numbers probably the same for most of the trucks and trailers. The only way I'll probably change this number is if for any reason I have a trailer that may have a large bunk that can sleep 4 or 5 people. I may adjust this slightly. I'll try to keep the cargo pounds about the same, because you figure a hitch is going to weigh about 150 pounds up to 200 pounds if you get a slider hitch. And if there's any other gear you might put in the truck, that's kind of how I'm getting to this number here. So that's going to be 750 pounds of total weight there. So let's go ahead and put the numbers in for the truck. Now, as you guys just saw, this truck is going to have a curb weight of 7,856 pounds. Now, the way I'm able to get this number is you have to take the gross vehicle weight rating, which was 10,000 pounds, not 100,000, and you have to subtract it from your payload capacity, which gives you the 7,856 pounds. Now, in order to get the gross combined vehicle weight rating, I've been saying carrying weight rating. I apologize for anyone I've been confusing. It's combined. So you have to use this number here. This is what I got off of Ram's website. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a different number than this, because this number is basically used on a truck that has no options on it. So we're going to use the number 26,834 pounds. Now this truck is about 166 pounds heavier than what's shown online, so that's why we have to use this number. The way I'm able to get that number is by subtracting the payload capacity here, which was on this. So basically the truck I just did a review on, I used the payload capacity and subtracted from what was online to a similar truck. And the same thing goes for the towing capacity, which was 18,844 pounds. Now keep in mind, this is also adjusted from what was shown online. Now as you guys see, we have a total available payload of negative 59 pounds. Now the gross fuel weight rating, the new one, is going to be 10,059 pounds. So we're basically over by just about 60 pounds there. Now as far as the combined weight rating and towing, we're definitely in the green in these two areas here. Now I want to just say something to you now. This truck has a surprisingly high payload capacity. In a lot of cases, I've seen these payload capacities, creep into the low 1,700 pounds. The trailer we're looking at is 7,264 pounds. But wait, we can't use this number because this is the number that this trailer came to the dealership at. So we have to add 800 pounds to that, because that's probably about what it's going to be. Now we have to multiply that by 20% too. All right, so This is going to be 8,064 pounds. And our new hitch weight is going to be 1,613 pounds using 20% hitch weight. So basically, guys, wow. So now we're over by 219 pounds. Now that's crazy. I actually did not do this math until I just did this video here. So I'm very surprised by that. Wow. I actually expected this truck to be under, you know, the gross vehicle weight rating by just by a small margin, maybe about 100 pounds, but we're actually over. Wow. Now we're on an 8,000 pound trailer too. So keep in mind, if you are in the market, you have to do these numbers, because I had no idea this was going to be over. But that's okay, because I'm going to do a review on a gas truck very soon. So stay tuned for that. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. It is a pleasure to do this. I'm hoping that this helps some people out in the future. And if you know anyone that's in the market for an RV or a truck, be sure to send them over to this channel. I'm going to be doing this a little bit more. I plan to put this spreadsheet in the comment section too below, so feel free to use it at your will. I actually got this from KYD, as I mentioned in a previous video, so shout out to them for creating this for us. But again, see you in the next video.